Welcome back. Sorry that cut short.
We kind of have to.
Welcome back to the Nerdery. I'm JD.
I'm Jimmy.
And Chris.
And tonight we're calling it Rogue Out Part 1. And then Part 2, of course, will be at 9:30. I named it as such due to what we're going to be discussing in Part 2. We're going to be discussing...
What are we discussing? What are we discussing?
Well, there hadn't been a whole lot of really, really big stuff going on this week. So there's not a whole lot of news discussion kind of material going on.
Okay.
So I figured what we're going to start doing in those weeks is we'll take a superhero and we'll look at their rogues gallery and we'll go around the table and pick who would be best to play which villain. And
Live action?
yes, live action.
live
All right. So we're going to do our own little casting call.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Each one of us, of course. And then,
Is-
that's for Part 2.
Is Lewis going to be a bump on a log tonight, or is he with us?
He's with us. I think he's going to be participating in Part 2. He doesn't seem that he's out of Part 1.
All right. Well, you watched your Iron Man 3 and
Whatever cranks your tractor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Iron Man 3 playing in the back. We already got a chat, too. Look at us. We're
oh,
popular.
wow. Who's
Anna, bitches.
bitches?
Bitches.
I don't
But
know.
for
I don't know
Part
if that's
1...
Baby, I don't know if that's positive or negative, but okay.
For Part 1, we're going to have Chris lead off because he has things to do early in the morning, so he is not going to be here for Part 2.
I got to make that money.
That's right. So we're going to go ahead and kick it over to him and let him run wild.
All right. Recently made a tweet. Got a new load by Yen Press, publisher, up-and-coming, very large publisher of manga. I picked up Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls? To try to pick up Girls in the Dungeon, #1.
Of course it is.
Yes. Chika the Coffin Princess, #1. No Game, No Life, #1. Trinity 7, #1. And Annie Emo, Volumes 2 and 3. I'll make these quick. Obviously, I've talked a lot about it already. It's about the Girls in the Dungeon, but I've been mainly covering the anime on Crunchyroll. Picked up #1. It is a light novel. It's not manga style, so you do read this left to right. Versus your normal mangas. It's also with less visuals. There's a lot more to read. It gives you a lot more info versus the anime. Again, man, it's this series is going to explode. Much less like Attack
Neo
on Titan.
Tokyo? Is that?
Oh, way better. But way more. I mean, it's like Attack on Titan. This has to, because it's not like Attack on Titan, but everything that they're set up for, especially in this volume 1 of the light novel, especially with the anime, man, it's fun. Reminds you of if you're in a world of RPGs, you have to traverse the dungeon every day. You got to level up and
Try to get the girl.
and try to get the girl. But of course, he's surrounded by girls. But every once in a while, he becomes the damsel in distress. He has to be saved by his goddess, goddess Hestia.
And I just want to say, I love you too, baby. All right, she sent a message.
Let's see here. I'll move off to Chika, the Coffin Princess. That one, slow start. I believe it's going to get pretty brutal. It looks like it's going to lead up to a lot of action. Chika is a wizard, but she carries her magical weaponry and guns in her coffin with her. Yes, she carries a coffin with her. The setup is slow, but I think it's because they're going to set up for a good long semi-epic. I think this one will go quite a bit of ways also. Let's see here. Trinity 7, also #1. I think I did a quick review on the anime, also on Crunchyroll. It's pretty new. Only Volume 1 is the manga out right now. Trinity 7. This one's crazy. It's a lot of fan service. Another harem based. You got your main guy. He's supposed to be this demon lord, but they're all in a school of mages, and it is about magic, but you got your good magic and then your bad magic. Does cover a lot of aspects of the wizardry, mages, but they make it fun though. They do make it very fun, and looking forward to the next ones, next volumes on this one also. Move over to Annie Emo. I never covered volume number 1. I did read that, but now I have 2 and 3. This one's hilarious. This is a forbidden romance comedy, and it is about his brother and sister.
Oh,
and yes,
not one of those.
Yes, I did say forbidden romance, but again, to start with, yes, it is brother and sister, but they do come to find out later, no, they are not related.
Oh, wow.
But
what a twist.
What a twist. But to start with, these brother and sister, they're going through the everyday in the life of kind of thing, going to school, doing the family thing, having fun, cooking. They cook a little bit. They're on their way to I think they're on their way from school, and they get ran over. Like, straight up. They were crossing the walk, and bam, they get hit. End up in the hospital. This vehicle hit both their heads, and for some reason, they got switched. They have been switched bodies.
Wait. So it's like the brother-sister, not brother-sister anime where they love each other, and then they do this kind of crazy Ranma 1/2 thing.
Yeah. Actually, yes.
That's insane.
Yeah. But as far as starting out, they do tell you, they're brother and sister and everything. It's pretty nice, whole family thing, family oriented, and then the accident happens. Then you find out after that, no, they really are not brother and sister by blood. It's a little awkward, and I was sort of hesitant to read the rest, but it is extremely funny. Like I said, it is a comedy. There's barely a hint of fan service. I mean, obviously you're still thinking it's his sister, so it's like ew, dirty kind of thing. But it is funny. They make it very, very comical, and looking forward to more of those too. They do make it funny. The sister does not want to leave the brother's body, and I'll leave you with that. It's just very funny, very, very funny. Last one I got here is No Game No Life Volume 1. This sort of, I don't know, it's sort of set up like the first Sword Art Online, but in the point of view of programmers. It is interesting. It's just two people. They're in school though. They are programming. They're programming these games, but they also game. And they're like, they're the big badasses. They're envied by everyone. They got the coolest stuff. They're beating everybody, highest scores and everything. This one also is set up a little slow. Can't wait for the next ones because this one seems really cool. Let me see. Fan service is almost non-existent, but it is cool. It's very.
Don't sound so disappointed.
Oh, I'm not. I got my Trinity 7 there. I got my Trinity 7 for that. That's extreme fan service right there. But the No Game No Life, it seems very cool. Definitely not for young kids, but maybe for teens. They do make it very cool with the video games and everything. It's mainly PC based, and it is going over the MMO world of the video games. And I think it's going to set up for something very interesting. I'm not 100% sure where they're going to go with this, but I think I'll look into the next volumes. Again, that was number 1. Most of all these, they are brand new series for these books. Now let me go back. The Girls in the Dungeon, I'm definitely going to give a rating of 5 joysticks. Called The Coffin Princess, Chaika. I'll give a 4. Again, it's starting slow. I'm wondering about it. The No Game No Life, number 1. I'll also give that a 4. It seems really cool, very stylish. I do like the artwork. The artwork's very cool in Volume 1. Trinity 7, that's a 5 plus joysticks, and I will base that on the fan service. But it is very cool, as far as the mages and everything. I really do like the whole wizard thing. That's me. I like that. It's cool. And the Annie-Emo series. Again, this is I've already had number 1. I just got 2 and 3. It's still a new series. Let's see. Yeah, collectively for 1, 2, and 3, I'll go ahead and give that 4.5 joysticks. 4.5 on the Annie-Emo. That's collectively for 1, 2, and 3. There you go. There's my newer books. Anime. Still been looking at keeping up with Food Wars. Extremely funny. Latest episode, again, 5 joysticks plus. It's extremely funny, very stylish, very informative. Doesn't leave you hanging. It's awesome. Let's see what else. I got a couple I'm gonna go back to, but I haven't watched much. I've been a little bit busy lately. And there we go. I'll leave it at that as far as the manga and anime. Video games now.
Video games.
Video games.
I'd
like to,
both of y'all are in on this.
Yes,
one.
this is going to include Jimmy, and this will be
Do you want
secondary.
me to start this?
Yes, I'm going to let you start first on that.
Okay.
It's going to be a secondary update reviewing Batman.
Batman Dark Knight. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Batman Arkham Knight.
There we go.
Now, what I've gotten to the point where I would say I'm probably 70 some odd % through the main story.
Nice.
And I've gotten to a point where I am faced with a serious challenge, and that challenge is Arkham Knight. I don't know how to freaking do it, man. It gets me into a squirrely camera mode, and you got to run from him in the Batmobile, and it's rough. It's rough.
So he's behind you. He's chasing you.
You have to get him to chase you.
Do you know about the zoomed in mode on your Batmobile, and then you can
see that is the one
reverse?
Thing, that is the one thing I need to work on.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm a brand new PS4 owner, so getting used to the controls has been a little bit of a challenge.
True.
But I'm going to work on that. Now, the first thing I do want to hit on, and I'm pretty sure you've already played the DLC. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll talk about the DLC a little bit.
There we go.
Because that is the one thing I haven't hit on yet, and I did get to play it. DLC is very combat oriented.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a lot of hide and seek in the case of the Red Hood, and in the
that
case of
one.
Harley Quinn, it is a lot of hide and jump the hell out and cause a ruckus.
And so it's very acrobatic,
So,
also very acrobatic.
yeah,
and, the
you
Red
dodge
Hood was
bullets.
Red Hood was very just tactical. It was just.
It was nice.
It took me some
very
tries,
nice.
but it was awesome. It was awesome.
See, I
Awesome.
I got to the final. I got to Black Mask on the Red Hood, and I still haven't beaten that one, but I've gotten real close. It's just a matter of work and coming home, and I'm like, man, I'm this is getting me too stressed. I don't want to do it.
The new Batman does that.
I'm over here gritting my teeth, and I'm just like, all right, I need to stop right now. So. I'm
You need to
saving that.
calm down, sir.
Yeah, but I'm far enough into the game where I can
Simmer down,
say, hey, I'm going to save some of that for later. What was your take on the DLC? What did you think?
Harley's, that was cool. I did utilize a lot of the jumping in and out of the grating.
Yeah.
Underground or
That's
even
key.
above. That was really cool. I also utilized her, the psychosis?
Yeah.
That was just, that was, it almost made her OP. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But I cleared that one very fast.
The psychosis is it kind of reminded me of the old regular Xbox Punisher game where you could go into where you could go into like psycho mode,
yes,
and just start throwing knives at people.
Yeah, it was pretty much like that. Yeah,
that was pretty awesome.
Makes your normal hits basically finishers.
Yeah.
One hit kills almost.
So you're
of course the
out.
effects. I mean, come on, the effects. The graphics is.
Now,
the whole shebang, all of it is awesome.
Yeah, and the Harley Quinn DLC, for those of you who may or may not have played it yet, it is a prequel to the actual game.
Yes.
It's her breaking Poison Ivy out of Bloodhaven jail.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the DLC involving Red Hood is him trying to muscle Black Mask out of the territory that he's holding and trying to get a hold of his weapons. So... It's an interesting DLC. Plus, we have news that the newest DLC to come out soon is
Bam!
Batgirl.
Batgirl.
So
So get your season passes or ready to front up that money because this is not the only one that's coming out. There's going to be quite a bit of DLC coming out.
I'm looking forward to more bad guys. You know, hunting down more bad guys in Gotham. I'm looking forward to more skins. You know, there's at least one skin that hasn't been mentioned for the Batmobile that is unavailable whenever you play the game. Now, when I bought my PS4, I got the 66 Batman skin for the Batmobile, as well as Batman, but there were two that I could not access.
Well, there's a lot of people that don't know that those skins actually wear down.
Yeah, they do, and you can see the wear and tear on the skins.
The destruction, front to back, top to bottom.
Like when I started playing with that 66 Batman skin for the Batmobile, it looked pristine. It looked beautiful. Now, it looks like it's fucking gone through the ringer, man. It looked like somebody threw it into a freaking garbage disposal and let it chop around for about an hour.
And it came back out like a champ.
Oh yeah, it still looks awesome. It just looks really freaking degraded. I love it. But yeah,
it's the Millennium Falcon of Batmobiles.
Right. So far, the only skins I know that are available are the regular skin, the prototype skin, and the 66 skin. But there is a fourth skin that has not, as far as I know, been given any information on. At least one that's locked when you go to select it.
I believe that is one
that might be coming.
It's going to be whenever you beat a certain boss. I've heard of it now. Hold on, it's rumors now. It is rumors
that if you
supposedly it's a certain boss and you get it.
Okay, so there's some completion.
That one's supposed to be a completion.
That makes sense because I did play all the Arkham games previous. I played Arkham Origins, and a lot of the setup for like the Batman skins was like that. You had to complete a certain task to get certain skins.
There you go.
So that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, amongst all the other things too, your Batman itself and everything else.
Battle, yeah. You know, and I want to say, Lady Jane, that's a good way to describe it. She did say
that's our friend.
That's Patty.
Hello, Patty.
What is up, Patty?
Oh my! So maybe I forgot to completely turn off all my sounds.
But yeah, Patty, that's about right. It's seen battle, but it still looks beautiful. You can still see the red and orange lines on that Batmobile.
Dude, now hold on. Now, are you playing with a system for audio, or are you playing with your?
I'm just playing with my TV, man. That's it,
dude. I'll have to give now. I'm jumping straight to the rating now, but the audio, sound effects, the conversation, just everything about the audio in this game, over the top.
Well, yeah, man. This is their finale. This is their opus. They wanted to make sure that this thing had it all down, and it's beautiful. Hey, but, we're glad you're listening.
Yeah.
And then also, I mean, graphics, gameplay, audio. I mean, every aspect about it.
Yeah, it is.
Rating.
It is quite amazing.
What you got?
Rating? I'm going to give it a solid 5, man. I've never
5
been...
what? Damn it!
I'm going to give it 5 chimichangas, baby.
I'll also give it 5 joysticks up.
Nice, very nice.
So if you haven't played this game yet, you need to jump on it, get it.
Well, since we're on the topic of gaming, I'm going to do my little fill for Warframe. The update that everybody's been waiting on finally came out, and me being a fan of this series since Dark Sector, the Excalibur Warframe is the original. It is, and when Warframe launched, it was to be like the most badass Warframe. And over the years, it's gotten weaker and weaker as more and more powerful Warframes have come out. And allegedly, this last update was going to make the Excalibur back to being like the badass one. That was no lie. That was no lie. It's if you have an Excalibur, if you're playing Warframe and you have an Excalibur, don't get rid of it. Pick it back up. If you're playing with something else, pick it back up. It does unbelievable damage. I'm actually very, very satisfied with the update. There's so much more stuff out there now. I just love it. So yeah, 5 capes on the update.
Nice.
Made
nice.
A great game even better.
Awesome.
And again, hey, you know what? I'll speak of what we're talking about earlier, and also with Lewis. Warframe's been out
years,
quite a while before Destiny. Dude, I finally got to see this game, and Destiny copied a lot of that damn game.
Yeah.
That was all I got to say.
And this is an online, free-to-play MMO. Pretty much an MMO. I mean, you go out and you do missions together.
It's an MMO FPS?
Yes.
Yeah. So you get to do a lot of neat stuff.
Actually, that one's third person.
Third
yes.
person.
Yes.
Third person
shooter.
Yeah.
shooter. And it's pretty awesome. I mean, I've only seen gameplay. I haven't played it. But the gameplay I have seen, I can see why you would want to sit there and just grind
away, yeah.
Trying to get everything you can out of it. It's understandable.
That's another reason why I got rid of Destiny. If I wanted a fucking grind fest, but I'll revert back to good old Diablo fucking 3.
Well,
damn.
Yeah, if you
for
want a
those
grind
who-
fest, you can always go out and hump a tree or something. You know?
well, for those who
I can
do
do it.
play
I can do
Warframe, for those who do play Warframe but have not played this weekend, it's double credit weekend.
Double credit weekend.
Nice.
So I've probably I think I did 5 runs today, and I accrued
If
somewhere
only
around
we had a soundbite for that.
85,000 credits.
Something like double credit weekend.
I can make that happen. How far are we in?
But
Oh,
then we
we're in.
We got 9 minutes. We got enough time to run through 6 comic books real quick.
Do we?
All right. Well, I guess I'll go first. Green Lantern number 42. This is continuing the Green Lantern DCU. Once again, he is a rogue, a renegade
So
Green Lantern.
What's going on with him on the cover there? Because I see, like, he's turning to stone or something.
Damn.
Well, a lot of people are familiar with the War of the Spectrum. You had all these different Lantern Corps.
You got the blue one, the yellow one, the indigo one, the violet one.
And don't forget black and white.
Yeah, black and white. You got the green one,
Orange.
the red one, the orange one.
And each color representing a different emotion. And it's thought that with all these rings combined, or there's nothing more powerful. I'm really questioning things. There's something far more powerful. There's something floating around the universe, and it's annihilating planets full of life, and everything is turning to stone. And the last panel, I'm not going to tell you what goes on in the story, but the last panel you see Necron.
The cover of the book is this. I guess that story is called the Medusa Effect.
That's right.
So there you go. That's why he's turning to stone.
Well, the very last panel is you see Necron on a planet of the dead.
In a text or in a
Captain Planet.
Yeah, Captain Planet.
But the last panel you see Necron. He's on one of these planets, full of the dead, and he's trying to resurrect them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh,
And,
I'm talking about the
apparently-
Captain Planet comment there.
But a planet.
By your powers combined. No.
But apparently Necron has been to hundreds of these dead planets and can't resurrect anybody. And that's the whole power of the Black Lantern ring, is to resurrect the dead. And he can't resurrect anyone. So there's
Something bad about this, man.
yeah, it's worse than Necron. Yeah, it's pretty wicked.
And this is
I'm really loving this storyline. It's probably the most interesting thing I've read out of DC.
But this isn't. But
years.
this isn't quite DCU yet, is it? Or
This is
DC
DCU.
Oh, this is DCU as in
Yes.
YOU. Like
That's
DC
right.
is you. So you should read.
No, you.
DC. You.
No, you.
No, you.
Well,
Read DC.
It's kind of like what Marvel did a few years back. The Marvel
Except
now. Yeah.
Marvel now.
It's not Marvel now. It's Marvel now.
Yes.
There's an exclamation point on there.
Right, meow.
Yeah, that's right. And 5 capes, and then
hour.
I'm gonna.
Lady Jane says hour.
You guys need more than a half hour.
Well, we have an hour. You just got to come back for the second half.
9:30. We go for the second half, and we
We're gonna
can
have
run
a
up to
break.
45 minutes on the second half.
Man, we're not monkeys here.
Yeah.
We don't-
But I'm going to move on to Action Comics number 42. And 41 was entitled Truth. This one's entitled Justice. I'm kind of assuming 43 is going to beat The American Way.
I hope so.
Yeah. But, here you kind of see Superman as an enemy of the police. And like I've said before, he's not overly powered anymore. He's back to action number 1, actually less, because he has no secret identity. He's Superman 24 hours a day.
Everybody knows who Clark Kent is.
That's right. And here you get to see him. You get to see the police raiding a neighborhood, and Superman has chained himself up in between the police and.
Did you see me drinking milk from a saucer? That's my girl.
But here on the cover of this one, you see Superman has himself chained between the police and the innocent people. And once again, 5K, most interesting Superman comic I've read in years and years and years.
Wow. And it looks like you got a blast from the past.
Yeah,
here.
but I'm going to sandbag that.
What? Okay.
Over to you, Jimmy.
Over to me. All right. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't read anything.
Anything.
Unfortunately. I did get to flip through the Tithe, and I did get to flip through Tales of the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, issue 5.
One of the few titles that Marvel's putting out right now that is not tied into Secret Wars.
Yeah, dude. Even Silver Surfer is going to be under Secret Wars.
That's right.
Which I thought was crazy. I was like, man, the next one's going to be under Secret Wars. But anyway, the Tithe number 3, which you have covered, I believe it does go a lot darker, man. Things are starting to unravel. And from what I can tell, I haven't read it, but I can tell just by flipping through it, things are really starting to come apart on both ends. And I'm curious to see where this is going to go, man. Hawkins and his team never disappoint.
Never.
I am so happy to read this stuff. This is the comic books. These are the comic books you wait for, man. These
That's
are
right.
the comic books that only come around once in a while, and you need to freaking go out there and find you some Matt Hawkins and get real with it, because it is some good stuff.
Hey, 2 more weeks till the next Postal's out.
Yep, and Drift did not come out this week.
Apparently it comes out next, I believe.
Well, then we have to check back Wednesday and find out.
That's right.
And Secret Wars number 3, I have not read this yet. I have 4 waiting at home, but I'm going to get on that as soon as I can. This is one you also said was very interesting. I need to get to it. Tales of the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, issue 5. It goes a little weird. As you have a fight going on at the Statue of Liberty, and Squirrel Girl's college roommate, is stuck in the head of the Statue of Liberty with a bunch of other random people. And they're in her involvement with Squirrel Girl, she already knows her secret identity. She knows who she is. She's trying to convince these people and tell them a story about, how Squirrel Girl is so awesome. And the minute she starts telling a story, the artwork changes.
Oh, wow.
And it's like her and Captain America, and Captain America's like walking around with this lady with a fish head.
Weird.
And Squirrel Girl pulls the fish head off, and it's the Red Skull, and it's just crazy looking.
Oh, shit.
But this is so off the wall a story. This book is so off the wall. I highly recommend you read it. It kind of harkens back to it's in that vein of Howard the Duck as far as Marvel goes, but it does have this like quirky tick quality to it. I like it, and it is not under the Secret Wars line, so it's something to definitely check out. And I refrained from picking up issue 7 because I figured I might be able to get it when I get some more money.
Yeah, I think you did
You're rating
issue 6 last week.
No, I did issue 5 last week.
Okay.
Issue 6, I have not read it.
All right.
Like I said, I haven't had a lot of time to read stuff.
But your rating on this one?
My rating so far, I am pleased with it, and I'll give it 5 chimichangas.
Damn. Okay.
Secret Wars, I'm going to give 4 because I still haven't
Finished.
Yeah, haven't finished it, and it's going in weird places.
It is.
There's a lot of interesting stuff going on as far as all the Secret Wars covered books. I would love to read them all, but I don't have that kind of money or time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give that a 4. The Tithe, I'm going to give it a solid fucking 5 because, god damn it, Matt Hawkins, you're awesome.
That's right.
You got a great team. You got some great writers, some great artists. You're an awesome writer. Keep doing the good work, man.
All right. So, no, y'all, y'all ready for me to review that comic book
Yes.
right there?
Yes, please.
Patty, with your last remark, you're probably not going to like this review. Apparently, she's not a Superman fan.
What does she say? What does she say?
She said Superman is a drama queen.
And she said, "Yep, I said it."
Yes, she did. So she's probably not going to like this one.
It's okay, Patty.
This is the original Superman comic. This is Action number 1.
Now, this is not the Action number
No,
1.
this is a reprint.
This is a reprint, but what year is that reprint from?
This reprint is from 1992. This is the reprint they did for his death.
Okay. And that is one of the coolest reprints because it is
Complete.
Complete.
It is the only complete one.
That means it has all the ads the original had. It has no border on the cover.
It has 3 additional pages that were not included in the 77 reprint or the original release.
So there you go, man. If you're a diehard Superman fan and
the 92 reprint.
You really want that first issue of Action Comics, but you can't get a hold of it, that's the best way to go. Go find yourself a reprint, especially the 92, because it seems like it's chocked full of more.
It is.
Than what you could get in the original.
And now, I know a lot of people who have reprints, and they've taken really good looks at them, but they've always been too afraid to actually read it. And now, I'm going to give people this warning. If you do read a digital or a reprint of Action number 1, you got to keep in mind, this was a complete different era of comic books. Completely different.
Lady Jane's going to cut in with, I like him, but no doubt, drama queen.
Well, when you're the second oldest superhero, I mean, you're gonna go through all sorts of stuff to keep things interesting.
Okay.
What is all that?
Anna posted a link about the Deadpool movie. We got to figure that out.
I'm on it.
All right, Chris is on it. Now, like I said, if you do read an Action number 1 through digital or through reprint, you got to bear in mind this was a completely different era of comic books.
Yeah.
Things were written and illustrated completely different than they are now.
I mean, it was in those comic books back in the day. I mean, they were only that was like 5 cents on the cover.
Yeah, originally, yes.
It was originally 5 cents on the cover, so you had a book that was being made just to entertain, and nobody expected it to have a shelf life. Nobody expected it to sit there and appreciate value.
No,
they made it because they wanted to entertain kids and go out and spend their nickel on a book. When they went to the grocery store with their parents, they said, "Hey, go buy this because you like reading it."
And this is also before superheroes had a rogues gallery.
Yeah, and the other thing is the reason why so few copies of Action Comics number 1 survived was because of World War II.
Yeah,
you had a lot of recycling efforts going into play. Theodore Roosevelt was behind a lot of government programs to get people to recycle, to get people back to work, bring us out of a depression,
help the war effort.
And unfortunately, a lot of those books did not survive.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Action Comics number 1 released in June of 1938.
Yep.
So this is a very, very old comic. You're talking a completely different era and publication altogether, not just comic books.
And I think Batman released 6 months later.
It was 6 to 9 months
6
later.
to 9 months later
is when Batman debuted.
Yeah.
Detective Comics had been out for quite a while.
But it was man, that was some crazy stuff, and it's great to see that we're gonna have both those characters on the same freaking movie in the same damn situation.
But anyway, back to the review.
It's not
sorry.
It's not news. It's about Deadpool. It's about Deadpool movie coming up. It's not news.
But back to the review. I loved the read. It's a completely different era of Superman. It's wholesome. It makes you want to sit down with a bowl of oats, bowl of oatmeal, and a warm glass of milk. It's that wholesome breakfast kind of story.
In other words, it made you think about mornings watching George Reeves play Superman.
Yes, yes, that's exactly what it made me think of. There were no super villains. There weren't comic book
bank
publishers.
robbers.
And corrupt politicians,
and
people
doing bad
lost
stuff.
dogs and kidnappers.
Yeah,
things weren't dark, and it honestly. try to look at it. I'm trying to look at it without the historical, rose-colored glasses of what a landmark comic book this was. And still, as far as the wholesomeness of the story and how well written it is and the internal dialogue of the characters, I love it. It doesn't leave you guessing. And this is also in the era of comic books where you only needed one. You didn't have to get 10 to get a whole story.
Right.
You picked up one, you had your whole story.
And that was a cool story.
Yes, it was. It's extremely well written. For those of you who don't know, Superman could not fly in his origins. He was not invulnerable. He could be beaten. He couldn't see through things. He didn't have X-ray vision.
Ah, man. Oh,
he was just far, far stronger. He could run a little bit. He could run faster than a normal human, but not at an unbelievably inhuman rate. And yeah, 5 capes. I love it to death. It always has been. It probably always will be one of my favorite comics.
And Chris's disappointment over the X-ray vision. You see, there's one thing that Superman had over Spider-Man, and that was Spider-Man always had to remind him, with great power comes great responsibility. That's what he had to always remind himself. Superman, that was unspoken.
It was ingrained in his DNA.
He already knew it, so he didn't misuse his X-ray abilities. However, I'm sure you would.
I would have definitely, because I ain't no fucking fun.
That's because you're a pervert.
That's
Chris.
right.
Well, we're over a half hour. We're going to take a break. We'll be back at 9:30 sharp. So, Patty, just stay right where you are.
Hang in there. We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back. Thank you, guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.